can you elaborate what a MAP is or means and when you should apply it in enterprise deals?
My goal is if I am at a later stage of quarter,
Yes.
and I have like, let's say 3 or 4 deals, which I want definitely have to close, are, for example, in negotiations stage. My goal is to have for each of those deals a mutual action plan.
Okay, what is a mutual action plan in simple words?
So mutual action plan is you go in a meeting with the prospect and you have both tasks which needs to be finished to your next meeting. So they have that, for example, for
responsibilities, obligations.
Exactly. So they, for example, need to speak with the legal department and figure out which contract agreement they are able to do. They get an understanding about the internal process. Thus, a security department needs to be involved in the evaluation process. What are the whole processes behind the scene, which we need to come to a mutual agreement at the end of the quarter that we have the signature in place, right?
So it's basically a way to keep them accountable on your side and on their side.
Exactly. So same on my side, right?
Mutual action plan.
Exactly. It's what the word says, MAP, a mutual action plan. So, and I do that for my deals, which are definitely want to close, to have like a clear time frame. To be able to, we said next week we meet again. Until next week, we have topic A, B, and C covered from your side. And I will talk about topic B, D, E, and F, right? So both of us have tasks, and then we meet again next week. So I did one actually last summer with an Italian company, big beverage company from Italy. A lot of people like their product in the summer season. So I had a mutual action plan with the person. She was German, working for the Italian company, so she didn't go for holidays during August. So we met every single week, had a mutual action plan planned
Best scenario ever.
And she was like telling me all the information which we need. The Italians came back. This person who needs to sign the agreement came back. Everything was done. He came back and we signed the agreement.
It's really a tactical, actionable thing that works.
So it's really something, because imagine you say, okay, who's going to sign the agreement? Yeah, this person. Okay. But you don't ask the topics. And there you can download mutual action plans.
Yeah, there are templates online and so on.
So you can even ask Gemini, ChatGPT, whatever,
to create one based on your
criteria, or the company you want to close. So it's really a plan which helps you follow the timeline and be able to commit these deals to the end of the quarter.
Awesome. So in order to recap and to make it super simple for everyone that is willing to say, hey, maybe I need to apply this with my deals. In 3 lines, what a mutual action plan is, when you usually put it over the table, and how is this impacting the way you sell?
Mutual action plan is an agreement with the buyer to map out which tasks they have to do and which tasks I have to do. I map it out when a stage is on negotiation or verbal commit, to have a clear structure until when the deal should be closed.
Perfect. So it's helpful, and it's something that you would recommend to everyone.
Definitely, because it makes your life easier and the life of your manager easier, because then they can as well commit it up. And they can say, okay, we have a mutual action plan. And you, again, one of the favorite words I use, de-risk that the deal slips, and gives you a better pipeline forecasting for you and your team.
That's awesome. So we have another topic that is also interesting, and it's something that most sellers are, I'm not sure if the word is afraid of talking or afraid of not doing it. That it's discounts. It's a big topic, right?
So
how do we work on discounts?
So
what do you think about the topic?
The problem with discounts is salespeople threw in discounts too early. Right? That means like they said, but your competitor is cheaper. Okay, we can discount it as well to their level, right?
Exactly.
And this is a big problem. But what do you think about discounting? I know that you're not a big fan of it. But what is your idea?
I hate it, because I think that there is a neuroscience behind when you do a discount or when you make a discount or offer a discount. That it's, hey, if we are making a discount early in the process and you are testing me as a buyer, right? we are not what we were saying before. We are not creating tension. We are not creating urgency. We are not creating sense of scarcity. We are exactly the opposite, doing what we don't need to do. That is showing them how desperate we are. Right. So I'm not against discounts. I'm against giving them every single time, and I'm against them giving them too early, as you're saying. But I have a framework or a matrix or a you name it.
Alan, the guy of the framework.
Alan, the framework guy. We will put the confession framework guy. That is basically the give and get matrix, as I call it. Right? And I guess that I put this name, but everyone is doing this, or every top seller is trying to do this. So this is my recommendation, and then we can for sure recap on this. But as a story or as a high level, never, this applies to discount or to anything else during a negotiation. Never ever, and I guess that in enterprise as well, give us something without asking something in return.
Repeat it.
Never ever give something without asking something in return in a negotiation.
Audience, really important.
Never. This applies to your mom, to your dad, to your girlfriend, to your boyfriend, to your family, to your school teacher, high school teacher, to your sports manager, to whoever it is. Never give anything without asking anything in return. Like never give something for free at some point or a discount. So let's go to a strategy besides the jokes aside. Let's make a scenario. So we are going through the conversation. At some point, you are telling me that you have this budget or that you're willing to invest, and I tell you my price, and you, without using the anchor strategy, the tension, the urgency, scarcity, anything. And at some point you say, you know what, Alan, that's too expensive for me. First thing that as a seller, I would tend to do is, no worries, we can go 10% lower. Completely wrong. Huge mistake. So if you are willing to close this deal because of whatever the reason, could be a strategic reason because of the logo, could be because with that deal, you hit quota at the end of the year or the quarter, whatever the reason, I don't care. Use the give and get matrix. That is basically, okay, it looks, first of all, disarm the real objection to understand if the pricing is the problem or is there anything else. So then we will recap for sure. But there are two things. Hey, it looks like you are committed to moving forward based on what we spoke. But let me ask you one straightforward question. And this is one strategy that works perfect. That it's the one last question or one forward question. Straightforward question. They will say yes for sure. So pricing is not over the table right now. Imagine that pricing is out. Would it be any other reason that you would say that you wouldn't buy, why you wouldn't buy this solution? Or you would move forward straightforward? If they say no, we would move forward, then you are already identifying that the value is there. But there is a pricing thing. If they say no, you know what, and they start jumping from one topic to the other, then that's a problem because then the pricing is just the objection. And there are something that you need to address first. Second thing, go into pricing. Okay, you know what? This is what I will do. I will go back to talk to my CFO and my CEO and fight for you as much as possible to understand if we can get down at least a 5 or 10%, that it's crazy what we're doing. Scarcity, urgency. Like we don't do this. Not for you, not for anyone. It's like just for you. You feel powerful. If that happens, I don't want to fight just because of the sake of doing it. If this happens, do you commit to close by the end of the week? That's the give and get. I will do something positioned in a way that you think that you're important, but you need to do something in return. If you don't commit to that, there's no way that I go back there and I ask that.
Really good point.
A lot of information here. I don't know how do you want to recap that, but
I think it's before we recap that, I would love to give an example I used actually
go ahead, please.
Last week, and then maybe if you could recap it again for the audience would be fantastic. But I spoke last week to Spanish First League Football Club.
Okay, nice.
And he said, but your pricing is pretty high. We need to go down. I said, got it. And I know with who they worked already, I know it's hard, definitely cheaper than our service. And I applied this the technique. And I said because I know there's some leverage I can use for getting other deals. And he said, you mentioned you would love to use our service, right? Yeah. Could you as well imagine to be an advocate or ambassador inside of La Liga to promote our solution then to the other football clubs? As
that's the give and get, right?
Of course, they have some additional issue. And he said, yeah, for sure. I already know that you guys are doing a good job. I hear that from other football clubs. So I'm more than happy to be a kind of brand ambassador for you, which automatically would give me more deals to get. I said, okay, would you as well be open to, do a joint webinar together and a case study, right? Again, I get something because the reason why I'm asking, if I could get that from you, it would give me more power to negotiate with our CFO to get you this discount, which you would need to actually able to apply. He said, yeah, Kevin, let's do that. I'm in for it. If you want to get to a VP game of our team.
You have the tickets, you have everything.
I said, let's do that. Both are happy.
Man, you have to invite me.
Yeah, I will take you with me to the club.
But that's perfect, man. Exactly the example that you're sharing. And sometimes it's natural and it's consciously we're doing this.
Yeah.
But you show that you are the expert, that you are the consultant, that helping is the new selling and not just selling pushy.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, you know what? I might be able to do something, but are you able to do this for me?
Yeah.
Right? So
please recap if
what's the question that I have to recap?
So in a nutshell, it's important to have this give and get.
Yeah.
But how are we able to apply that?
Yeah. So the give and get matrix works in a really simple way. Every time that you are willing or going to give something, no matter if it is a discount, a benefit, a fastest service, whatever it is, ask something in return. Give and get.
Simple,
straightforward. There's no magic to it. We'll position you as an expert. We'll position you as an authority. We'll make you feel that you are in control of the conversation, and they will see that they cannot basically joke with you at some point. Because most likely what happens is that if you ask me a discount and I say, yes, absolutely, there's a 10 discount for you. I will send you all the details via email.
Yeah.
Then 1 week later, it's like, hey, what happened? I gave you the 10%. You know what? I need a 20% discount rate.
Yeah.
That happens.
Yeah.
So avoid the headaches from the future by using the give and get matrix and framework right now.
And how you gain actually control over your buyer, over your prospects and doing a deal.